Now, Lisbeth, you're young. How do you like coming to the races?
I like coming to the races because it's really near my house, so when I'm bored, I could come here. And I love rooting for my favorite horse. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun here.
And welcome to Sports Talk here at beautiful Hialeah Park. Jeff DeForest and my man Pete Aiello, who calls the races here. The quarter horse racing is in full swing, running through February 15th, and great action over the weekends here at Hialeah Park. You know what's nice, too? We're here for the full card simulcasting during a week, and Wednesday through Sunday, full card simulcasting. What could be better than having a racing forum and going screen to screen on a weekday afternoon?
Nash and Sugar, long shot under Maluli Rodriguez up and in. They're on the line. Set, racing. Line walk begins nicely. Goes looking great. Oh, great shot and a bit better.
All right, I want to talk a little sports here. You're a big hockey fan, huh? You're happy the hockey season got underway?
Yeah, it's certainly a good thing, although, you know, it didn't get a whole lot of local press, but the Panthers kind of unloaded a lot of their guys also, you know, losing them to free agency and having to start over, but almost like a major league of hockey, they signed two old guys, both from Montreal, that have been doing real well for them. Jose Theodore, you know, he's won multiple award-winning goalie.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and he looked like he went into the tank before the Panthers finally got him a year ago, and he's come out. They had a great opening night and then went on the road for a couple of games, and it was a disaster, and have come back home since, and hopefully we'll get things together. But it's interesting with the hockey season only being 48 games. I know you're a huge fan. You're looking at a situation where you can't afford to go on any kind of extended no point or losing streak.
Not at all, you know, and it's good to have those guys in the locker room, those core guys that have been there, and you know they played with those strong Montreal clubs for so long that you know they've been there, kind of like Juan Pierre with the Marlins. You know, you can anchor the Bull Club.
He's still playing. I think he broke in with Willie Mays. This guy. I mean, he's been around forever. It's ridiculous. I don't know that might be the only Marlins reference that we have on this show in its history because of the fact that they're going to be so horrible this year with that single A team. And people keep talking about, well, geez, they got some talent, and maybe down the road it's going to be something. But with these charlatans that are running the team, Jeffrey Loria and David Sampson, by the time those guys get good, they'll be gone. They'll be wearing Yankee uniforms.
I'll tell you what, for sports fans, Jeff DeForest is the biggest fan of Jeffrey Loria I've ever seen in my life.
The tambourine man. You know what it is? And there's a plea out there right now by the Miami Dolphins organization. Stephen Ross is asking for extra funding. He wants to raise a bed tax in Dade County, Miami, and raise $400 million. He says he's willing to take a piece, $200 million. He should be like the great John Brunetti right here at Hialeah Park.
Do it yourself.
Go to your own pockets and tell you're pulling lint out of there. And then tell us what the great benefits are. If this is successful, which we're hoping it is, at Hialeah, you know that running the quarter horse meet can't be the most advantageous financial position that John Brunetti could take, but he's not asking the public for money. He's willing to go ahead and take a shot at it himself, and you're going to see a wonderful facility here as a result. You know, you're looking at $400 million in improvements needed to attract future Super Bowls. Now, if you ask me, I'm heading for the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Going to be taking part on Radio Row. That's a good city to have a Super Bowl in. I've been to San Diego. We were in Indianapolis. Dallas was a disaster. There is no place better to have a Super Bowl than right here in South Florida.
Yeah, it really fits with the culture. And Miami puts on a good show. They always have.
Yeah, got all the facilities. They have everything they need. So Roger Goodell, it rains one time out of 10 Super Bowls when Chicago is playing Indianapolis. He looks around and says, oh, well, if you don't have a retractable dome, no more Super Bowls for South Florida. Now, we know how this works. They fleece the municipalities. They promise them a big game in any sport, all-star game in baseball, basketball, whatever, Super Bowl in football. And then as soon as that new stadium is built, you get the game one time. This is a place that should constantly be in the rotation for Super Bowls, regardless, because when people get to the stadium, whether they do these improvements or not, for the most part, they don't care. The facility is fine. And yet, imposing on the public to put it up for them.
How many guys do you know that said, oh, I'm going on vacation in Indianapolis? Well, what are you going there for? I'm going to the Super Bowl.
They have one restaurant there, St. Elmo's Barn or whatever the hell it is. And, you know, the big deal was Jim Gray was coming out of there, and we couldn't get a table.
Don't mention Jim Gray around me. I get Pete Rose flashbacks.
We'll pick up the conversation here on Sports Talk from Hialeah Park in a moment.
crazy, but here's my